Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum semua. So, this is the lecture video for chapter number 2. We're going to discuss on the nature of risk itself. So, bila kita nak discuss pasal takaful, pasal insurance. So, insurance and takaful industry, it will involve the risk management itself. Okay, kenapa kita ada risk, kenapa kita ada takaful dengan insurance? Because somehow we want to manage ataupun to manage the risk itself. Okay, so risk ni apa? Sebelum kita discuss further, kita nak tengoklah chapter number 2 ni, chapter on introduction to risk itself. Okay, so what we're going to discuss, kita akan discuss the concept of risk, business risk, uncertainty, pure risk, speculative, then the classification of risk. Dan kita ada other terms yang kita akan tengok lah, like common pool, law of large numbers, measurement of risk, and also risk management itself. Okay, so let us proceed. So risk ni apa? Okay, Vaughan and Vaughan 2013 dah define risk as a condition in which there is a possible of adverse deviation from a desired outcome that is expected or hoped for. Okay, so in life, in doing business, we expect something kan. However, a condition might happen, okay, that bila jadi satu-satu benda tu, it deviate ataupun ada unfavorable outcome daripada what we expected earlier. Okay, so in another word, risk implies some form of uncertainty about an outcome in a given situation, and normally the outcome will be unfavorable and undesirable. Okay, so bila kita cakap perkataan risk tu, bila terjadi sesuatu, selalunya outcome ni something yang kita tak mau jadilah. Okay, when accident happen, what can the outcome be? Uncertainty, the adverse deviation tu, mungkin berlaku kecederaan, mungkin berlaku kematian. So this is kata apa? Adverse deviation yang terjadi. Okay, unfavorable situation. Okay, so proceed to next one. Kita akan tengok lagi lah term-term lain ataupun in definition of risk ni. So risk, it relates to uncertainty. Okay, tak nampak pula muka madam duduk kat situ, bagi kecil sikit. Okay, deprivations of actual from expected result. So bila jadi sesuatu perkara tu, kita tak dapat actual result tu. Okay, dia deviate ataupun resultnya become unfavorable. However, bila kita cakap risk, it happens due to uncertainty. Benda yang kita tak sure pun akan jadi ke tak. You tahu ke you akan accident? You tahu ke bangunan you akan terbakar? Rumah you akan terbakar? Tak tahu. So this situation kita panggil as uncertainty. Okay. So bila jadi this kind of incident, akan ada possibility of loss. Be it financially ataupun loss yang lain lah, loss of life, loss of income, okay, and then due to risk also, kadang-kadang kita tak tahu akan ada loss or not, tapi most probably risk will ada chance of loss itself. Okay, chance of loss and ada possibility of an unfortunate occurrence. So these are apa ni yang revolve ataupun involve in risk itself. Okay, so next one. Okay, still discussing the concept of risk. So bila kita cakap risk ni, sebenarnya risk is inherent in all aspect of life. You nak keluar rumah pun dah ada risiko, betul tak? So all aspect of our life, kadang-kadang it revolve ataupun ada element of risk tu sendiri, sama ada we realize or not. And risk implies some form of uncertainty about an outcome in a given situation. Okay, risk create both problems and also opportunity. Okay, and risk brings surprises to us and make our life more interesting. And risk always implies negative consequences. Okay, selalunya risk ni akan imply negative consequences lah. Okay, so next kita nak discuss element of risk. So dalam element of risk ada tiga elemen lah. Okay, so elemen pertama adalah uncertainty. The second one is the degree of risk itself. Then kita ada proximate cost. Okay, so kita akan tengok each term ni, each element. So what is uncertainty? Okay, uncertainty is a state of mind characterized by doubt based on a lack of knowledge about what will or what will not happen in the future. So kita tak tahu something will happen or not. For example, we cannot predict whether or not we're going to involve in a road accident. Okay, so ada doubt dekat situ, ada uncertainty dekat situ. Okay, next kita tengok the second element of risk, that is the degree of risk. So bila kata degree of risk, dia involve two, the frequency and also the severity of loss. So frequency, it refers how often will the loss occurs. Okay, and severity, how severe will the loss be once it has occurred. Okay, so kita cakap tentang kemalangan. Okay, kita ambil dua contoh kemalangan lah. Satu, kemalangan jalan raya. Satu, kemalangan bila ada plane crash. Kapal terbang terhempas kan. Okay, so when we talk about severity of car crash, it might be a higher frequency that happen for car crash. Betul tak? Kemalangan jalan raya ni macam tiap-tiap hari jadi. Okay, bukan harap-harap bukan kepada kita lah. Tapi out there you can see almost every day jadi kemalangan jalan raya. So we can say that car crash is having higher frequency. How often kan kerap jadi. Then kita ada in terms of severity. Then kita ambil contoh plane crash tadi. So when we talk about plane crash, the frequency of loss ataupun how often of a plane crash happen might be low. Jarang kan jadi, sekali-sekala je ada plane crash. Okay. However, impact dia macam mana? How severe dia? Okay, so bila kita compare impact ataupun severity of loss between car crash dengan plane crash, the severity of loss for plane crash is much higher as compared to the car crash itself. Okay, bila kapal terbang tu kadang-kadang bawa ratus-ratus orang. So bila terhempas tu, the severity is very high lah in terms of the fatal rate, in terms of the damage it could do. For example, kalau dia terhempas seorang-seorang dekat dalam hutan, tak apalah. Tiba-tiba, how about kalau ada residential area? So the severity would be much higher. Okay, so that is on degree of risk. Next, kita nak discuss on proximate cost. Okay, so under an insurance policy, bila kita cover something, kita nak tahu what is the actual and active cost of loss. That is proximate cost. So in the event of loss where there are many causes, the insurer is only liable for losses proximately caused by an insured perils. Okay, macam contoh kita ambil insurans kereta kan. So insurans kereta ni ada banyak jenis juga. So nak tahu dia cover apa? Theft cover tak? Windscreen kan kadang kan nak renew insurans kereta dia tanya nak cover tak windscreen? Kalau cermin kereta retak, you boleh claim ke tak? So those yang you ambil insured sahaja, the proximate cost yang you boleh claim. Okay, bila jadi event tersebut lah. Okay. Alright. So boleh move on. If you have any question, do ask me in the WhatsApp group ataupun tanyalah WhatsApp group kan kalau berkaitan dengan subjek ni. Next, kita nak discuss level of risk. Okay, so level of risk, it relates dengan element of risk tadi on the degree of risk. So in insurance, it is usual to have a high frequency and low severity incident and a low frequency and high severity incident. Okay, so you ingat balik apa yang Madam cerita pasal car crash dengan plane crash. Okay, satu ada high frequency that happen, however the severity is lower as compared to plane crash yang ada low frequency from happening, however dari segi impactnya it is more severe. Okay, so motor accident are frequent but the outcome is less severe, whereas plane crash seldom occurs but the consequences are very high. Okay, so bila cakap tentang konsep insurance ni, mereka nak tahulah element of risk ni in terms of the degree, the frequency, in terms of the severity, sebab nak determine kan the coverage, how much to be paid, how much the insured ataupun the customer should pay to them, how much they want to charge. Okay, next kita nak pergi kepada Okay, we're going to discuss the other concepts that relate to insurance ataupun risk management lah, risk. Okay, so kita will see on perils. Okay, what is perils? Perils ni is a cause of loss. Punca-punca untuk satu-satu kerugian lah. So we have many type of perils. We have fire, lightning, explosion, among others, accident, burglary, housebreaking, theft, windstorm and so on. Okay, and kita ada additional perils juga ataupun kita panggil special perils in insurance. We have social, happens due to like strike. Dulu ada kan perhimpunan baju merah lah, baju kuning lah. Okay, riot, civil commotion. Sebab kenapa Madam bawa contoh perhimpunan hari tu, bila jadi macam tu dekat affected area tu businesses kena tutup kedai, kadang-kadang berlaku kerosakan harta benda yang may cost financial losses to the business owners in that particular area. Okay, then kita ada miscellaneous. Macam mana sebut harap betul lah. Kita ada aircraft impact, ada bursting, ada overflowing of water tanks and etc. And we have perils that happens to the nature itself, like the flood. Okay, bila berlaku orang panggil apa tu, banjir, habis barang rosak dalam kedai contoh ataupun rumah, ribut dan sebagainya lah. Tapi however dekat Malaysia ni kita punya natural disaster is not as bad as compared to mungkin other nation kan ataupun other country. Tak seteruk dan sesevere lah, kadang-kadang je jadi kan. Okay, so additional perils ada 3, social, miscellaneous dengan nature. So ingat perils tu apa? A cause of loss. Okay, so dalam insurance kita kena make sure what kind of perils that are covered under the policy yang kita ambil. Okay, next one, next concept adalah hazard. Kalau tadi perils, cause of loss, hazard is a condition that may create or increase the chance of loss. Ya, benda tu akan jadi loss or may result in loss. However, what are the conditions that can increase the chance of loss? That is called as hazard. Okay, so hazard ni kita boleh kategori kepada 3 kategori lah. We have physical hazard, moral and moral. So moral and moral are two different kind of hazard. Walaupun beza dia satu huruf saja. Okay. So now kita akan tengok these three category of perils. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hazard. Hazard. Perils, cause of loss. Hazard, a condition that may create or increase the chance of loss. Okay. Ni tak mau tengok lagi. So kita ambil type of hazard. So type of hazard, kita ambil contoh fizikal lah. Physical hazard tadi. So physical hazard is a physical condition that increase the chance of loss. So it relates to the physical or tangible aspect of risk which are likely to influence the occurrence and or severity of loss. So kita boleh kata the chance of loss tu ataupun perils tu happen due to a physical characteristic. Okay, due to physical characteristic of a given situation lah. Kita ambil contoh of physical hazard. Okay, contoh berlaku kebakaran. Okay, fire is the perils. Okay, rumah terbakar. However, what are the physical hazard that contributed to the increase of chance of loss dalam kebakaran tu? Mungkin sebab rumah tu diperbuat daripada papan, kayu, rumah kayu kan. So it increase the chance of loss itself. Kalau rumah batu ni mungkin lepas terbakar tu still ada structure building tu lagi. Kita ambil contoh kalau kita tengok berita kadang-kadang bila rumah papan terbakar tinggal apa? Kadang-kadang habis semua. Okay. So the physical hazard for this kind of situation adalah disebabkan the types of construction for that particular house. Kadang-kadang kalau berlaku kebakaran, apa yang increase the chance of loss? Disebabkan wiring. Wiring tu dah lama dah outdated, dah ada leaking ataupun rosak kat mana-mana. Okay, that is physical hazard. Okay, next slide you boleh tengok different kind of example of each hazard ni. Next kita akan tengok moral hazard. So what is a moral hazard? It is a character defect in an individual that increases the chance of loss itself. So character defect it is due to the attitude of the insurer itself to be particular. Bila kita cakap kalau orang tu tak ambil insurans dengan awak ataupun takaful dengan awak, biarlah dia punya moral tu macam mana kan, tapi we are talking about the case of the insured person. Okay, customer insurance ataupun takaful company tersebut. Okay, so this moral hazard is a result from dishonest tendencies in the character of the insured person. So apa boleh jadi on moral hazard? Kadang-kadang boleh jadi dishonesty ataupun intentionally cause of loss, ataupun kita bahasa mudah kita boleh panggil dia buat fraud lah. Buat fraud. Dia sendiri yang pergi backup. Ataupun ada careless. Ataupun dia dah tahu dah benda tu memang rosak. Contoh kita ambil insurans kereta tadi, windscreen punya coverage. So nak renew kan, so dia ambil additional orang panggil apa, coverage untuk windscreen. Walhal sebelum dia ambil tu dia dah tahu dah kata windscreen dia memang crack. Okay, so that is a situation ataupun an example for moral hazard. Okay, dan kita tengok moral hazard. So moral hazard berbeza dengan moral. Apa bezanya? Moral hazard is an attitude defect in an individual which increases the chance of loss with the knowledge that insurance exists. You tahu dah you ambil insurans, kereta you fully coverage, macam-macam coverage ada, you drive recklessly. Because why? Because you tahu kalau ada damage, kalau berlaku kemalangan, you can claim the insurance to cover the loss itself. Okay? So moral hazard acts to increase losses where insurance exists, not necessarily because of dishonesty. Tadi moral is more on dishonesty. Okay, character defect of any individual. However, in moral tak semestinya dishonest, tapi dia macam careless lah. Okay, not necessarily because of dishonesty, but because of a different attitude towards losses that will be paid by insurance. Honestly, madam, kadang-kadang, sibuk, lupa kata nak kena renew insurans kereta. Okay. So, bila insurans kereta tamat, maksudnya kalau jadi apa-apa dalam tempoh tu sebelum you are insured, you kena bayar sendiri lah. Kan? So masa tak ada coverage tu punyalah hati-hati bawa kereta sementara nak dapat insurans polisi baru ni kan. Punyalah hati-hati. Okay, tu sebab hati-hati tak nak jadi apa-apalah. Tapi kalau ada moral hazard dekat situ, lepas dah renew tu, bawa kereta kemai laju lagi. Contoh sebab apa? You tahu kata kalau jadi kemalangan, kereta cover, lepas tu ada personal accident punya insurans lagi. Macam tu lah, tapi harap tak berlaku kematian lah. Kalau tak macam mana kan? Okay, so jelas perbezaan tiga-tiga hazard ni. Alright. If you have question, again, do ask me. Okay, next one. So in this next slide, you boleh tengok different kind of example for these three type of hazard. Okay, ada physical hazard, moral dengan moral. Alright. So you boleh tengoklah dekat sini. Kita proceed dengan konsep of loss. Okay, dalam insurans kita ada konsep of loss. Loss ni apa? Loss is a reduction or disappearance of economic value. Okay, a reduction or disappearance of economic value. Contoh kita ada fire, lightning ataupun explosion kepada kedai. Contoh ambil kedai makan kan. Tiba-tiba berlaku kebakaran. So what are the loss? Of course lah property damage. Kalau ada berlaku kematian, death. Kalau ada berlaku kecederaan, then ada loss of income. Kedai terpaksa tutup sebab ada kena buat renovation balik, kena repair balik semua benda. Contoh lagi, accident. Kalau ada pelanggaran, collision or overturning of kereta lah, kita ambil kereta. So, apa loss dia? Cost of repair, kena buat keluar duit, ada injury, ada death, property damage, legal cost kalau you kena saman lagi. Okay, then burglary, housebreaking, theft. So you can see different kind of perils over here. Then you can see what kind of possible loss that might incur. Okay, so loss is a reduction or disappearance of economic value due to perils. Perils apa tadi? Cuba jawab madam sikit. Perils apa? So here, it's like a summary of what we have learned for peril, hazard and loss and their relationship lah, you boleh tengok dekat sini. So perils is a cause of loss, example-nya apa? Hazard, a condition that increase the chance of loss itself. Ada tiga jenis, tiga kategori, physical, moral and moral. Then we talk about loss itself. Loss is a reduction or disappearance of the economic value bila ada perils and hazard. Okay, so here contoh-contoh you boleh tengok peril, hazard dengan loss. Okay, tiga konsep ni kita boleh kata saling berhubung kait lah. Bila ada perils, kadang-kadang can contribute, hazard can contribute to that situation and loss boleh jadilah. Okay, severity of loss tu depends on what kind of hazard sometimes. Okay. Alright. So, I think I stop here for the first video. So next video kita akan discuss the rest of the chapter. So see you in next video. Assalamualaikum.